Bernard Thrasher, Kenny Body, Ron Seal, Dickie Ticker, Bob Riggles, Billy McCartney. They're all here to play the game show for all the family if your family are into that sort of thing. It's Fill in My Space. Yay! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, the pilot episode of Fill in My Space, the online game show that, for legal reasons, I have to stress, is definitely not based on any other game show. Let's just put that out there now. Tonight, to help us fill in my space, we've got 5 men whose names are synonymous with just one thing. That's right, heartburn. It's the Lancashire Hotpots. But this show, unlike the pub quiz, isn't about the Hotpots. It's all about our fantastic contestants. And let's meet them now. Up first, we've got the lovely Natasha. Natasha, what's your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Natasha and I'm in Yorkshire.
Ooh, Yorkshire. Yorkshire.
Disconnect.
Control Alt Delete.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, Natasha, all the way from lovely Yorkshire. Do you have an interesting fact? Do you have a claim to fame at all that you might be interesting to the viewers at home?
I used to represent Britain at judo.
No way! This is the first we've heard of this. Right? At what age? What belt? What competitions? Go.
I stopped when I was about 10 because of an injury, but I used to do county championship, national championship. I got to blue.
So, if there was ever a bit of an aggro at a Hotpots gig, can you basically throw someone over your shoulder still?
I've thought about, yeah.
Right, okay.
Is there anything more satisfying than kicking somebody in the face?
You don't do that, you know.
No, it's all about the feeling, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's throwing over your shoulder and all that.
That's just hot gigs.
Is it on your gi? The thing that you wear?
I think my mum has.
Oh,
Bobby, sweep the leg.
Okay.
Pain does not exist in this dojo.
You can.
Sorry,
Insert coin.
This is getting very, very random. Okay, Natasha, you just hold on there and we'll come back to you very, very shortly indeed. And it's time to meet our next fantastic contestant, who is Sarah. Sarah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Sarah and I'm calling from Lancashire.
Can't help but notice you've got a massive instrument in your background.
There's a couple. Yeah, that's my favourite trombone behind me. It lives there now.
Your favourite trombone? How many trombones do you have?
Just 2 at the moment.
Only 2. So, what makes that trombone your favourite trombone, over the trombone that you obviously neglect and don't like as much?
It's nice and big. It's got a copper bell.
Oh,
Which
well,
Haven't we all, girl?
which gives a lovely sound. It's a large bore trombone.
Sorry, you can see why we got you on. Write these down.
It's just going to be on after sort of 9 o'clock. Keep it together. Come on, team. Keep it together. This is going live.
In a way.
The old ones she's had to put in gas converters.
Oh dear. I might do Never mind. And do you have a claim to fame, musical or otherwise?
I gig with somebody from UB40, if that's a claim to fame.
Oh,
yeah.
Who was that then? Who was that?
So their backing singer, a lovely guy called Matt Hoy, he released his own album last year. I knew them from something else, and he said, "Do you want to come and join the band?" So I did his launch party, and we should have had some other things coming up. But the situation that we're in.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
We should have had some other things coming up, but they wouldn't let us use the lift.
Oh no, yeah.
No, that was the tribute band WD-40.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
a problem. Very oily characters.
Okay, cheers, Sarah, for that. You just hold on while I explain the rules to the people at home. And like the Lancashire Hotpots, the rules are very simple indeed. I'm going to read out a sentence, but there will be a word missing somewhere in that sentence. Now, the aim is for our contestant to fill in the space with whatever word they think has been left out. Now, the more matches between the contestants' answers and the answer from the Hotpots, the bigger their score. And if you get the most score, you'll win that particular round. And whichever contestant wins the best of 3 rounds will go on to our super space game, where there could be big prizes at stake. Now,
This is good.
I am. See, Ron's excited. I'm going to toss a coin to see who goes first. And Sarah, I think you're the longest-serving Hotpots fan, so you get to go first. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It's tails. I'm afraid. So, Natasha, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay, right. Here we go for the first round of Fill in My Space. Pirate Bernard can't go to the cinema because of the lockdown, so he's no longer wearing his coat with big pockets in. Now, with no coat, Dibner the parrot can't perch on his shoulder, so instead he perches on his space. Or space into space. So Pirate Bernard is no longer going to the cinema because of the lockdown, and he's no longer wearing his big coat. So without a coat, Dibner the parrot can't perch on his shoulder. So instead, Dibner purchases on his space. Now, I want you to fill in that space. What might Pirate Bernard do or have access to that Dibner might want to land on? Now, Hotpots, have you all finished? Have you all got a...
Yeah. Can I go on record here and say that I think that this is a great idea for a TV show? We should pitch this.
Right, okay, yeah, well, I'll get into my contacts with the Beeb. And, the BBC, eh? Okay, so, Natasha, Pirate Bernard, no longer going to the cinema, so Dibner can't perch on his shoulder because he's got no coat. So instead, Dibner is perching on what?
I went basic and said finger.
Finger, okay.
Oh.
Slightly controversial. And let's go to the Hotpots to see what the word they've used to fill in that space. Bernard.
Flat cap.
Oh. Would Pirate Bernard have a flat cap?
No.
No. Yeah. Now, see,
It's a cobweb.
the clue is in. Notes to the Hotpots and indeed everyone else. The clue is inbuilt into. It's impregnated into the question. All right.
Yeah.
Just for the next round. Okay. So
yeah.
Bob, what did you put?
I put Pirate Bernard cutlass. I don't know if I spelled it right.
No, that's the sort of thing a pirate would have. There's no points for cutlass. Okay, Kenny.
Well, I thought if they're both stuck at home because of the lockdown, it would be sofa.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Just chilling on the sofa together, like mates do.
Yeah. Ron.
Well, I'm going to help Natasha out, and I'm going to insert a finger.
Finger! Hey! She's off the marks.
Nice.
And last but by no means least, Billy.
Well, I thought if it can't perch on his shoulder, it'll perch on his head.
Head. Okay, right. Cheers for that, Billo. Natasha, you've got 1 point on that round.
Well done.
So there's everything to play for. So Sarah, your go now.
Are you keeping score there?
I'm keeping score.
You've got a piece of paper, yeah.
I've got a piece of paper. I've got a pen.
A Sharpie, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm querying whether Dickens is being professional or not.
Just don't want this.
It's sorted.
I don't want this opportunity of a golden moment to be ruined.
Okay, right. Sarah, here we go. Hotpots, here we go. Bob's uncle, Farmer Wriggles, is in training to be an Olympic shot putter. When he's working in the fields, Farmer Wriggles practices by throwing space.
Oh.
So, Bob's uncle, Farmer Wriggles, is training to be an Olympic shot putter. When he's working in the fields, Farmer Wriggles practices by throwing space or spacity space. So what grows in the field, maybe, that might be appropriate? Write your answers down. Okay. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Okay, Sarah. Bob's uncle, Farmer Wriggles, training to be an Olympic shot putter. When he's in the field, he practices by throwing what?
Potatoes.
Potatoes. Thank
Good
you
answer.
very much, Sarah. Very good answer. Very appropriate for a farmer. Okay, first off, we have Bern. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe change to a gallery view so we can see everyone who's playing. There we go. So, everyone.
It's like the real thing. It's not like the real thing. It's not based on anything.
No, it's not based on anything at all, no. Bernard. Farmer Wriggles practices when he's in his field by throwing what?
I'm a child. Dung.
Dung. Oh, so close, but no cigar. Bob.
I went with something a little bit heavier than a potato, really. I thought it's not good training for the shot, but I put a turnip.
Turnip.
Close.
Okay, it's good, but it's not right. Kenny.
Ooh.
Potatoes! She's off the mark. Ron.
I went with potatoes.
Potatoes! And Billy.
Well, you know, love you, Sarah, but I put corn.
Individual niblets.
Listen, is this coming from the man who put dung?
So with 2 correct answers, Sarah wins round 1. Yay! Don't worry, Natasha. Don't worry, because there's still
All to play for.
Everything to play for.
Plenty more time.
Okay, here's the second round. And this one's for Natasha. Big Frank works at the local hardware shop, and to be honest, he whiffs a bit. It turns out he doesn't use gel on his hair, he uses space instead. So, Big Frank works in the local hardware shop. That's your clue, hardware shop. And he whiffs a bit. Turns out he doesn't use gel on his hair, he uses space instead. Couple more moments for you to write down your answers. Think about.
Getting into the groove now. Getting into the groove.
Yeah. Get in the format. Okay. Everybody ready?
Come on, Natasha. We've got this. We've got it in the bag, girl.
Okay,
You and
Tash. Big Frank. Connect with the Bernard. Big Frank works at the local hardware shop and he's a bit whiffy. He doesn't use gel on his hair. He uses what instead, Natasha?
I said paint.
Paint.
Good answer.
Interesting. Certainly applicable for a hardware shop. Bernard, what did you put?
Sorry, Tash. WD-40.
Oh, you see, we mentioned it before. Okay. Bob?
I put something that kind of comes in a thing that's like hair gel, Swarfiga.
Swarfiga. Yeah, no, if anything, I would maybe have gone with Swarfiga as well. Kenny. Oh,
It's muted there. I went for fertiliser.
Fertiliser. well, hardware shop would be smelling.
They sell that in B&Q. They do.
Well, that's what I
Other
thought.
hardware shops are available.
Ron.
I don't know if this counts, but I put fence paint.
Oh,
I think you go. It's got the word paint.
Yeah.
It's got the word paint, so she's off the mark. That's a tick. Well done. And Billy. Hello. Billy. Are you still with us, Billy? What did you put?
He's actually gone to the hardware
Well,
store.
I admire you doing. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Hello.
me? I actually
now.
glue.
Okay, so that's 1 point for Natasha.
What's up with your phones?
Okay, Sarah, everything to play for here with the last question in this round. The charity collectors can be quite aggressive round our way. One called at my house before the lockdown, holding a collection tin and brandishing a what? Space. So, the charity collectors can be quite aggressive round our way. One called at my house before the lockdown, holding a collection tin and brandishing a space.
That's a hard one.
It's a very hard one.
Nailed it. I've absolutely nailed it.
You got it.
Just think now. Just think, Balo.
I'm connecting.
Okay, Sarah, the charity collectors, very aggressive round our way. One called at my house before the lockdown with a collection tin in one hand and brandishing a what in the other?
Hammer.
Hammer.
Ooh.
Oh, very aggressive.
Very aggressive. Bernard, what implement did you automatically think of?
Sorry, I thought we were in tune with this one. I went with emotionally engaging leaflets.
I used to live in a much rougher area than you lot.
Are you joking?
Bob.
Maybe not you.
Bob.
I kind of thought about the merch, our merch, and I went with, I was going to call it a chip and pin, but we don't have those anymore. Contactless machine.
Well, that was quite aggressive in a monetary sense.
How very modern for you.
Kenny?
You know what? I did actually think for a small moment hammer, and then I had a word with myself and said, no, that's a bit too far. So I just went with stick, which was equally quite, violent, but just a little less so.
How many times have we said you always go with your first?
You say first answer, yeah.
Ron?
I tried to keep it relevant, and I went with Copper Bell.
For just £3 a month.
It's certainly on target. Billy?
I went along the same as Bob and put card reader.
Oh, yeah. See, I can see where there's financially well.
Because we put sensible answers, you see.
So there was no points scored in that round for Sarah. So with one round won successfully each, we're on to the sudden death question, ladies and gentlemen. Now then, this is a little bit different because what happens is, so basically, contestants, you write the answer down and then hold those paper to your chest, and then I sequentially go through the Hotpots verbally for their answers, and whoever raises their paper and shouts if Bernard says crisps and one of you two said crisps, you go crisps.
Like at the bingo.
Like at the bingo.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Right. Okay.
I love the fact that I've got attractive women who could possibly shout out crisps on the end of the microphone. Just think this is usually a subscription service.
So contestants, you write this down. Hot Potters, think of it and hold it in your brain and your memory. Pierre from Paris has taken over our local Greasy Spoon Cafe. You can't get bacon butties for breakfast there anymore. He serves space instead. What does Pierre from Paris, who's taken over our local Greasy Spoon Cafe, serve for breakfast? Now he's no longer doing the bacon butties. What is it? Contestants, have you written down an answer? Affirmative nods. Hot Potters, have you all got an answer in your brains?
Got it.
Okay. Bernard. Pierre from France, he's taken over our local Greasy Spoon. What is he now serving for breakfast? Bernard.
Easy one, this. Pain au chocolat.
Okay. Bob.
Frog's legs.
Okay. Kenny.
Ho ho ho! Baguettes.
Put Kenny on, please.
Ron.
I went with snails.
Bing!
Nails! Absolutely fantastic. Natasha, what did you, just so we know what you put, what you put, my darling?
I said croissants.
Oh, sorry. Again, that's something.
I'm sure Billy was just about to say croissant, weren't you, Billy?
No, I was going to say WD-40. No, I was going to say salad.
That well-known
Very known French
food.
Salad on the baguettes.
Right. Okay. So the tension is building. The excitement is mounting as we enter the super space game. Now then,
Super space game.
in the super space game, I'm going to give you one word, and you have to guess the space that goes adjacent to that word. There are 3 possible answers with increasing popularity worth 50, 100 and 150 points. And
This is a fancy bit.
points make prizes. What do points make?
Prizes!
They certainly do. And if you match one of the top 3 answers, you will get one of these fantastic prizes. Now, for 50 points, you've got a set of Lancashire Hotpots badges.
Ooh.
For 100 points, you'll get a Super Bernard Lancashire Hotpots tea towel.
Very good.
And if you get 150 points, you will get the prototype of the Lancashire Hotpots framed album cover.
Very good. That's nice.
Now, I happen to know this is Sarah's favourite Hotpots album as well, so there's everything to play for.
There is.
Now,
I've got something similar on my front room wall.
very so. So, what I'm going to do
I have, but just with a different picture.
I'm going to reveal the legend, and it is Spring Space. Now, you can get 3 Hotpots to play along and to give their guesses, and from that you can either decide to go with whichever answer you think is the most appropriate, or you can go with one of your own. So which 3 Hotpots would you like to come up with an answer for you?
So I'm going to go by, if I remember right, who's done the best in the quiz. So that would be Kenny, Bob and Ron. No offence, Bernard and Billy.
Offence taken.
Okay, so Kenny, so the super space was Spring Space. What do you think that space is?
Water.
Spring water. Okay. And Bob?
I'm going to go with roll.
Spring roll. And Ron?
I went with spring break.
Spring break. Very, very modern and hip. So you had, what was yours again, Kenny?
Water.
Spring water, Bob?
Roll.
Spring roll. And Ron, spring break, wasn't it? So you can either go with one of those or go with one of your own. Which do you think is the most popular spring word after spring?
So I'd gone break. So
Right. Well,
I'm thinking water.
Just take your time. Hurry up.
okay. So, for 50 points, and I will probably have some sort of graphic for this, it was spring chicken.
Of course.
So,
That's what I'd written down.
badges are safe. For 100 points, spring cleaning.
I'd written down.
Everything to play for 150 points. It was spring onion.
That's what I'd written down.
Spring onion was the most popular, according to the definitely not the game card that I've robbed. Definitely not that. So, Sarah, what can I say? You're going to go home with our consolation prize, which is a Sharpie that I've just
Not wrote the scores down with.
I've not wrote the scores down with.
It's a Lancashire Hotpots checkbook and pen.
I'll find something, and
Thank you.
in fact, you can have. You've won the prototype.
Let's get it out
Sarah's trombone.
Can't do that.
Agree. I totally agree.
It's like a digital drunkenness.
That night in London.
You'll send it to
All
us in a
heads
quick time.
trombone.
That's what worries me. So, Sarah and Natasha, thank you very much for playing First Ever Filling My Space. Hotpots, thank you for your contribution.
Isn't that the last? That's the last Calvin Harris album.
No idea what's going on anymore.
No. I think this is a very good time to end it. From all the Lancashire Hotpots, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.